Okay, I didn't put my weight vest on yet. I'm going to now. I want to impress upon you, anybody coming on or pulling this recording up, I'm going to say weight loading for real. And so I'm telling you, if you want to keep your bones, if you want to keep your muscles, you got to figure out, even though with all our different issues, that we got to load. So with that said, here's mine. I keep it right here. So here's the vest. And this is 20 pounds. I don't suggest people putting 20 pounds on to start with. 5 to 10 would be fine. I think of it in terms of, well, what could Nancy put on her back with all her shoes and her backpack? That's what I think about. So I just put it over my head. And again, this is quite heavy. 20 pounds, that's a lot. It's a lot for anybody, but anyway, I suggest you start with 5 pounds, 8 pounds. You can do 10 pounds easily. And see, if I wanted to, all I do is right over here, and I take these little bars out, and I lighten it up or I load it however I want to. Then I'm going to cinch it. See, I'm going to cinch it right here. We'll make it so it's sitting on my waist there. So it's hanging from my shoulders and it's sitting here on my waist. Okay. So with that said, I have my little chair. Always have my little kitchen chair. I'm going to always have a bar so that or if you're doing this in your kitchen, like I know Marilyn does, she has a great place in her kitchen, you have counters. Counters are excellent places to do working out, the kind that we do, because you can steady yourself. If you've got your machine set up so that you can see what I'm doing. So here's my suggestion. If you're at where there's a bar and that's where you're going to put your hand, the minute you put your hand on that bar, the minute you put your hand on a pole, on a chair, say rib cage up. Do you see what I just did? I put my hand here, I took a step, and I said rib cage up. So you know what I'm doing by just doing that one cueing? I am opening my hip, okay? I want to drop my shoulders. I want to really, on purpose, pull my chin down and back, not tilt. I don't want to tilt it yet, okay? Then I'm going to take a step with the other leg, and the minute that I take that step, right there, you got to say rib cage up, your feet are on the floor, my heel is up in the back, because I wanted to simulate the act of stepping. And then I want to push my hip forward as I keep my chin tucked, as I keep my rib cage pulled up. Because in fact, I have 20 pounds hanging off of my shoulders here, okay? So the first few steps of your morning, if you steady yourself if you need to, and you take that step and push your hips forward, drop your shoulders, oh my goodness, the release and relief that you're going to feel through your hip and your back is almost like, wait a minute, am I just making this up? No, it really works that way. So you see, I'm just taking the time. See, I'm on my toe point in the back, and I'm pushing my hips forward as I bring my rib cage up. That little move done 2, 3, 4, 5 times right there, and I have 20 pounds hanging off of me right now. So that means the first 20 to 30 minutes of my motion is going to be loaded. So now I'm going to go like this. I'm going to turn, and I'm going to turn my foot, and I'm going to go like that. See that? So I have my pole, or I can do it at my range, or my counter, I'm sorry, which might have your range in it. But you go over, and you keep it really forward. and then you come back, and you come over and keep it forward, and you come over and you keep it forward. I'm only going to do that a couple of times because I'm going through all joint ranges right now. So right now, I'm going to take my foot back. See that? So that means I have to push here just a little, and I am bending at my knees. I'm bending at my ankle and back. See that? Then you come back in. I'm going to do the other one. Before I go to put my foot back there, many of us at this point, we cave just a little. See, we go like this. Well, when you have 20 pounds hanging off your shoulders, you better not do that, okay? Big breath. I'm going to go back here. See that? Put my whole foot down, and then lower my center of gravity. Lower my center of gravity. See that? Lower my center of gravity. I just come up and I press down. So I'm working through my joint ranges in my knees, my ankles, my hips, and then I come back. Okay? And then I'm going to go turn out, and then I'm going to go turn out. So I can just tell you that this hip on me, pretty tight. Okay, this is the one that's talking to me. Mary Martin knows very well. Chrissy knows very well. But see here, I'm just going to go out here and then come back. I'm going to go out here and come back. I'm just going to check in with how things are rolling, because see, now I'm doing this. I'm doing this whole range of motion, see, with 20 pounds. And the minute I do like this, everybody has a tendency to kind of gravitate forward. Pull back, just like I was standing right next to you, and I'm tapping you right here. See, depending on who you are, I might tap a little harder. Tim. Okay, so here I am. See, I didn't push. I just put my foot here. Then I come back. I say rib cage up, because I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out with my foot. I'm not pushing through the knee or anything. I'm just placing this foot here with this toe this way, trying to keep my knee open. And boy, is this one tight. Okay? And then I come back, take a big deep breath. And so when you go through these ranges, so I can tell you I'm fixing to turn out here, and your tendency is to move your foot in that direction. And I don't want you to move that foot. I want you to keep that foot straight on, okay? Take a big breath through your nose. Use your rod if you need to, gently. Then you take this and you step out, okay? Keep this knee open. Yeah, just like that. And then you come back to normal, and then you keep this foot still. Don't let it gravitate here, because you know you're going this way. And for me, that propensity is very strong because my hip is so tight. Because I know I have arthritis that's rearing its head. But guess what? Here's the thing you got to know about arthritis. It only gets worse if you let your muscles around the joint get weak. There you go. That's why I do a lot of stuff I do. See this? See, I haven't started bending my knee. That's the first thing anybody goes into when they do these things. I just want you to pull that foot out and do that. So this going that way. This is up. I turn my foot. See? This one's going this way. This one's going this way. And then I just lower my center of gravity. Lower my center of gravity. Lower my center of gravity. Yeah. And then come back up. One more. I'm going to do that on this one. So don't turn that foot in, getting ready. Keep it straight. Tight tummy. Drop your shoulders. Big breath through the nose. I'm going to step out there. Go as far as I can. Then I'm going to lower my center of gravity. Lower my center of gravity. How do I do that? I'm bending at the knees. Gently. But I'm not letting this pull me down like this because I have 20 pounds hanging off my shoulders. So I'm coming down, and now I'm starting to prep the knee joint, the hip, the ankle. It works so well. Once you've done that, take your bar, okay? And if I turn this way like I'm gonna go that way, and I keep this foot down, keep that foot down. Let's do that again. See, here's my bar. I don't suggest some of you doing this without having the bar down, okay? I'm trying to get you to move. I don't want you to get so off balance that you get anxious because you think you might fall, okay? So rib cage up. I'm gonna take and just go this away. See how it's making me work my hips? Yeah, and I can keep my rod here, it's no problem. If you feel like you can, great, do that. And then just reach out, but don't lean. Bring it back, then come back. Again, if you have multiple replaced joints, if you've been recovering from a joint replacement, do this move with this pole or at a counter or with your hand on a wall, because this is quite a big turn. And see, if I start losing my balance here, I'm going to be in deep doo-doo because it would be difficult for me to come back out of this. So see how I kept my foot straight, and now I crossed over and I'm pointing that way. See that? And always lightly, lightly, lightly use your pole, and then come back. See that? Yeah. Then I come back here. So all these different foot placements is using your hips in all the ranges that it's actually supposed to be able to move. See this? Then say rib cage up. Now, some of you might not be able to go all the way behind like that. Just come back here. That's all. See, just come back here. Now, if you can put it over here, great, do that. And then lower your center of gravity at the end. Lower your center of gravity. See that? I got my pole. See? Okay. I know. Didn't think about all that, did you? Think about that when you're getting coffee and you're getting your hot tea or you're getting whatever that you're drinking in the morning. Most of us have only worked in the sagittal plane. We got up, we went to the bathroom, we walked to the sink, we got our drink, and we walked this away. We didn't do all those other turns. Makes a difference. Okay, wide, wide. Yeah. Take your pole to the side, step in, step in. Okay. Now right here, I have to correct constantly with my shoulders. I'm going to go wide, wide. Yes, really wide. And I'm pushing, and then I'm going to come neutral, and then I'm going to go wide, wide, and go this way, the other way. See? And I'm going to come in, and I'm going to come in. All right? Do it one more time. I'm going to go really wide, really reach. Okay? Then come back. And do it again on the other side. So I'm going to go wide, and then even wider. If you've had hips replaced, if you've had knees replaced, and you go into a wide stance like that, I'm telling you, it's a whole different animal when you have replaced joints. You're a little anxious to do that kind of a thing. Okay. Got my pole. Gonna go pull. Gonna walk, pull. Gonna walk, pull. And you know what I'm doing this for? I'm taking 1 to 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. And I'm trying to think very specifically, am I wobbling? Because some of us with replaced joints, we don't even realize we're giving into the wobble. See how I'm hesitating? Yeah, I could just walk you around, no problem. but I wouldn't be able to pinpoint our propensity to wobble. What does that look like? Let me just show you. I hope you can see me. If we just do normal walking, and I'm not hammering at you, we tend to do this. We go a little wider, and we do this. And we don't even realize we're doing it. And we're doing it mostly for balance control. That's one of the reasons. And the other reason is we've lost muscle. So now I'm going to step, lift, step, lift. Then when I go back, I'm going to step, pull the heel to your hip. Not hard, but it's a definite step back. See, it's a step back. And then don't lean in. Say rib cage up. And then before you go to the other leg, you're going to pull that heel all the way in. Don't do it fast and hard, and hold on to something. And then bring the other one back as far as you can. Rib cage up. And pull the heel to the hip. And step, other leg, rib cage up. Pull the heel to the hip. Keep your knee headed down. Because a lot of times when we go and pull the heel to the hip, our knee is out here. So keep that knee headed down, and you're trying to go in like you're going to kick your butt with your heel. Now let's take the forward pass one more time. So we're going to go like this. And we're going to go like this. And see, I'm letting you use your pole. I don't want you to use it hard. Just hold it gently. Don't grip it. And then come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Take a big breath. Bring that bar up to the top of your head. Okay? And then bring it down. So you notice that's the first big over the head move that I've done. And a lot of times I see this happen on golf courses a lot. People are trying to get warmed up or loosened up. So what do? They get their golf club and they rip it up and over and come down to their neck. First big move of the day. You don't want to do that. Drop your shoulders. Take a little swing. See, it's just a swing. Bring that bar to the top of your head and bring your hands out as far as it can go. And then do one or two little leg swings. One or two little leg swings. Okay? And watch your feet position when you're doing this. When you come forward, it's very tempting to let that foot in the back go out like a duck. So we don't want to be a duck. Okay? Keep your shoulders down. If you're holding your bar over your head and you're letting your bar touch the top of your head, and I'm just kind of letting my fingers hang off of that pole, and I'm doing this little swing through with my ankles, my lower back, my hip, my knee. See the swing through? At the very end of the swing through, right here, push your hips forward, drop your shoulders down, and then come back. Big breath, step, hips forward. You're on your toe pointing back. Now drop your shoulders and then come down. Okay? Now bring that down. See, we're not going to go behind yet. Not yet. So we're going to turn and we're going to turn. And we're going to turn. And when you're turning, see your elbow? You want the forearm to be right at your nose, right under your eyes. So you're going to go wide. And you're going to put that hand, the forearm, right under your eyes. And then you're going to do the other side. And you're going to go wide. And you're going to come back in. And you're going to go wide. You want to be right under your eyes. So when you're doing this, say rib cage up. Say rib cage up. say rib cage up. See, my forearm is right under my eye level. That helps me keep my elbow down, okay? Just like that. And you do that several times. Now I'm doing all this, again, let me point out, all this joint warming up is, for me, accompanied with a load. Because in fact, I have a 20-pound weight vest hanging off of my shoulders. Now, I want you to do it just 2 or 3 more times. Stay with me, you guys, stay with me. See my elbow and my hand at the same level? This is so good for your shoulders. Okay, now take that bar and rotate out, but here's what you got to do. Put your hand, because most of you don't have a wrapped up towel. If you had a wrapped up towel, good. Put it right under there. That would be great. But if you don't, not to worry. Put your hand right under your armpit, just like that. And then rotate out. See this? Keep your elbow down. You're just rotating out. That's it. And see, as I'm doing this, you're getting benefit even if you don't have a weight vest on or a backpack on. Keep rotating out. See, look, when I'm all the way out, my elbow's headed down. And I have my hand right under my armpit there. Drop your shoulders. I'm doing all of this with that 20-pound weight vest plus my body weight. So see, even if you don't have a weight load on, you standing here with your own body weight and doing this rotation in neutral spine is a big deal, okay? So don't think, oh, well, I don't have this weight vest and all that. No big deal. And I would encourage you, go find a backpack even that you can really cinch around your waist. Okay, so here I am. See this? So as I'm standing here, I want to encourage you, tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders, pretend I'm right there. And I'm just giving you little taps. Tighten, and then tighten your gluteal. Take your hand, your free hand, and just stick it right underneath your armpit. Now keep the elbow down, and you're going to rotate out. Okay? Take a big breath, and your gluteals are super tight, correct? Just think about getting a shot. I know you're not supposed to tighten, but we all do. Drop your shoulders. See, this one is tighter on me because this is my injured shoulder that I have to work on. I know it. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Breath through the nose. Tighten the gluteals. Yes. Don't lock your knees. Some of you have your knees locked. Keep them soft. Open, 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 and then come back. Take a breath. Yeah, I'm going to try to get 10 to 15. You know, actually, I'd like to do that twice, but, you know, we've got a lot to cover here. But I want you to understand it takes a little motion to get your joint working. You got to get that synovial fluid flowing. And if you have a tricky shoulder, if you will take the time to do some of these moves, I'm telling you, that shoulder won't be as stiff. It'll be much more functional. Okay, so now I'm going to do a body swing. This away, back to back. See, I'm shifting my weight. And for me, shifting my weight and putting 20 extra pounds as I lift my toe is a big deal. All right? So at least start thinking, gee, I wonder what would happen if I loaded while I'm walking around my house pretty much every day. What if I just put 10 pounds in, you know, like a backpack, or I actually get a weight vest? See how I'm lifting my toe? Okay, when you have 20 pounds right now on as a vest and you lift that toe, you gotta have your posture really good. Your knee is soft and you're bringing that toe up. That's all you're doing is working through your ankle. See, you're just releasing from the floor. I know it should be getting your attention right now, right in your butt. Breath, drop your shoulders. Breath through your nose. To start breathing more correctly with your diaphragm, all you got to do is shut your mouth. My husband used to encourage me to breathe deeply all the time. Yeah, because it helps if you can shut your mouth. Okay, bring your legs in. Let me tell you something. When I have 20 pounds coming down on that simple move, that shift, toe lift, shift, toe lift with a soft knee, whoa, did I feel it right here. I know. And if you didn't have any weight and you were feeling it, good, you were doing it correctly. Okay, I'm going to put my little bar down. Then I've got my little pillow, my balance pad actually. And I'm going to just come right into it. I'm going to go wide. And here's the deal. If you put a calendar on the wall and just said 1 set of 30 and then 2 sets of 30 of what we're going to do right now. See this? See this? If you just did that for 30 times every day until the week before Thanksgiving. So here I come right here. See? I'm going to come right here. Ruby's growling. I'm going to come right here and come right here. I want this motion to be very smooth. So take a breath. Drop your shoulders. Hip hinge. Now, when you hip hinge, you have a tendency to go into your toes. If you are still recovering from anything, put your hands here. Go into your heels. Here. And then up. Okay? So use your hands like that in a little V. And it just gives you so much more stability. I want you to be able to do this very smoothly. And see, I'm not going fast. I'm not holding yet. Take a big breath. Max tried to get a bone. And he couldn't get it unless he jumped up there. He was trying to avoid that big move, but he did it. Good boy, Mac. Now go do stairs. I force him down and up the stairs. Take a breath. Okay, here's what I want to ask you. If you're doing this without any hands, watch your knees. They can't go in and they can't go out. Okay, so you want a pretty chair width stance. Hip hinge, think a bit. Breathe. Exhale as you push pressure into the heels. Big breaths. Heels. So whether or not you use your hands, you want to really work that neutral spine. Breath. Here we go. Breath. And see, you can do 10, 10, and 10 through your day. All right, you don't have to do them all at once. Yeah, I'd love it if you would do that. And here's the deal. When you come up to this point, you squeeze just for a second or two. Then you release, swing, and come down. Ruby, Ruby. Here we go. Heels. Exhale. Then you come in. Take a breath. Exhale, heels. Squeeze. Drop your shoulders. Back down, back down. Okay, I'm going to do, so Kathy doesn't go crazy, I'm going to do 6 more. Drop your shoulders. I can count to 6. Here we go. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yeah. Watch those knees. Exhale. Then you don't get to the end and you're all breathless because you know what you did? You held your breath. I know. Take a breath. You have to. Exhale going up and coming down because both of them might be an effort. Breathe at the top and at the bottom. Exhale. Take a breath. Exhale. Heels. Squeeze. Drop your shoulder. I think 3 more. Yeah. Breath. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay, just do 1 more.
That's 7.
I knew she was going to do that to me. I knew it. Okay. Let me tell you something. If you're doing that and you have a simple weight vest on with even 10 pounds, oh my goodness, the benefit, yes, you're going to be breathing harder. You absolutely are going to be breathing harder. So I'm now 30 minutes going to take it off because I know a lot of you don't have one of these on. I want you to see how I'm getting it off. You can tell it's quite heavy. But I could lighten it up by simply pulling one of those discs out. So when you get a weight vest, see, get one that you can load, I don't know, 20, 30 pounds at least. And then you can take them out and then put them in as you build up your strength to that. Okay, now I'm going to pick up my weights. And what am I going to do? I'm going to do some carries. So I'm not going to pick up the heaviest. I'm not going to pick up the lightest. I am going to pick up a 12. So many of you have these particular weights that you were able to get from me before I, well, after I left the gym, actually. Yeah, can't believe it, huh? Okay, so here's the deal. Now I have 24 pounds in my hands. The weight loading has changed. But here's the deal. You still have a propensity to wobble. And yeah, you're going to see that, oh, you go, oh, well, you have a little wobble. Well, yeah, if you had one leg almost an inch shorter than the other one, you're going to wobble a little. Now, I've tried to mitigate it with a lift in my heel. I've been told after I looked into this that this is quite common when you've had joint replacements. So it depends on lots of things. However, if I will slow down, I have the lift in my heel, and think about how I am ambulating, that has to do with how you use your back. It has to do with how you use your feet. It has to do with the load you're putting on your hip and your knee. But you gotta line yourself up. See how slowly I'm doing this? I'm trying to mitigate that wobble that so many times accompanies joint replacements. Okay? Take a big breath. Now I'm gonna come right here. And I'm gonna act like I'm gonna put these weights down, but I'm not. If you don't have weights, then you're gonna go back into like you're gonna sit down at your chair. So you bring your chin back. Do not raise your chin. Pull your chin back. Push your butt back. Act like you're gonna sit these down, just like that, and then push into the heels and pull back into place. And it should be a pretty good weight for you. So 12 pounds is about right for me. And when I say 12 pounds, I'm meaning 12 in one hand, 12 in the other hand. Drop your shoulders, take a breath, come down into the heels, and then push back. So you're pushing down on your feet, keeping your chin tucked. As you come down into that heel, you're gonna push, 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 and then you come up. Do not pull your back up first. You totally mess up the chain of events. That's why people get back issues. Okay, here we go. Drop your shoulders. Tuck your chin. Okay, release your butt. You're hip hinging. You're gonna act like you're gonna go to the floor, but you don't. You're gonna go as far as you can. You're in your heels. Now push up, and then the back comes into place. Okay. Big breath. Your nose, heels. Push into the heels and exhale. Drop your shoulders. Okay, you notice my hands, I'm not gripping. I mean, I could, but I want the weight to hang off my fingertips. Push your butt back, drop your shoulders, heels, go down as far as you can until you think you can put them on the floor, heels, and then exhale and come up. Big breath. Push your butt back. Here we go down. You're in your heels. You're in your heels, in your heels, in your heels. Now hold it there for a second or two. And then push into the heels and come up. Okay, make sure you're not straightening your legs first before you pull your back up. Don't pull your back up and then straighten your legs. Okay, so shoulders are down and they're squeezed a little. Push your butt back. Keep your chin tucked. Come down as far as you can with your butt, not your head, your butt. Get your butt down, get your butt down, hold it. 1001, hold it, 1002, breathe, 1003, push, and you're back up. Drop your shoulders, big breath. Go again. Okay, just stay with me. I'm only gonna do a couple more. Push your butt back. Go all the way down. Keep your chin tucked. Don't keep your butt in the air. Keep your butt going down. And then push and then come up. So my goal, even if you've had multiple joints replaced, is for you to be able to go down, take breaths, and put your weights on the floor, keeping your butt low, and then grab them and come back up. That's my big goal for you. And people doing, normal squat down, they won't understand it. But when your joint doesn't work because you've had it replaced and it's a bit tight, that's where we're at. And we don't want to lose the ability to go down as far as we feel we can at the end range of those joints, especially if you've had them replaced. We want to keep working it, okay? Take your time. Take a breath. Here we go. Push the butt back. Then get it down, 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 down. Take a breath. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, and back up. Okay, only 2 more. You can do this. I'm going to do every one of them with you. Take a big breath. Push your butt back. Keep your chin tucked. Go into the heels. You're all the way down. You can put them down if you wanted. Down, down, down. And push back. Okay, 1 more with this load. Take a big breath. Push. Drop your chin. Down, breathe. Breathe. Heels, heels, heels. And come back. Squeeze your butt. Now put those weights right there on the, rest them right above your knees. Okay, it's on the thigh. See how I'm holding it right here? See that? Take a big deep breath. Come back here. Shoulders to your ears. Shoulders to your ears. Big breath. Shoulders to your ears. Big breath. You're going to push some breathing here because you just did some very loaded moves. You got to pay back that oxygen debt. You need to sit down for a second. Just get your breath. Take a big breath. See how I'm bringing my shoulders up? The weights are hanging off my fingertips. And at 12 and 12 pounds, especially with our shoulder issues, but a shrug, the way we're doing it right now, is a great way to get load and strength coming in through those shoulders. So now we're going to do about 3 more, but I now want you to pull the shoulders up, and I want you to turn your chin to one shoulder. You're not going to put it on top of the shoulder. You're going to turn it over. Don't tilt your head. Don't tilt your head. So many people, when I tell you to turn your head, you do this and you tilt. Keep your chin down. Take a breath. You're going to shrug all the way up. Then as it goes down, turn that chin. Okay? So that recipe will work. Then you come to the center. Okay? Now you're going to pull the shoulders all the way up. All the way up. Keep them up there. Keep them up there. Squeeze them to the ears. Breathe. Now push them down and turn that chin to the other side. As far as you can go. Breath. And drop. Just like that. Yes. Now I'm going to put these over here. Okay. Most of you have this little tool. I know because I got them to you. You picked them up. I think one of those last times we were together. So here's what you're going to do. Even putting this band on somebody's leg is a big deal. So you either use a little steppy stool. You're sitting. It might help you to go lower. That's true. In fact, I might do that. See here? You put your little foot right here. It gives you 2 inches because sometimes that's all somebody needs to do this maneuver. Okay? Be careful the way you get in position, especially with bands around your legs, is my point. Because if I bend over to put this thing around my little leg here, and then I put it around the ankle, see? I'm hip hinging. I am not rounding my back, okay? Then I'm going to slip it over the toe of the other leg. This is where it gets tricky for many, many of us. So, hip hinge, bring your other toe right into that. See, by using 2 inches extra, that's all it needs for a lot of people. Okay, so this is, you watch anybody in the physical therapy clinics anywhere, when they tell them to put this thing around their toes, they almost undo everything that they worked for on their back because they're not prepped for that, and they screw up their back just getting the dang band on. Okay, so now did you see I put it all the way up here and I straightened it out so it's not, and I have a pant leg between me and the the skin and the band, because you don't want to cut into your legs. Okay, so just right here, before we stand up and start to work these muscles, let's identify them. So here we are. I'm going to hip hinge back. Number 1, breathe through the nose. Number 2, shoulders are down. Brace. And see, if you hip hinge back, you're automatically going to feel your stomach is going to have to keep you stable. Okay? It contracts. So brace, then take one knee up and open as far as you can, and then down. See that? Then open, take a breath, come up, open the whole leg, set it down. See that? Big breath, drop your shoulders, up, over, up, back, up, over, up, back. And you should be feeling some heating up going right in through here, okay? Other leg, open back, drop your shoulders, lift, Open the whole leg. Act like it's a door. If it's a door, it ain't gonna be bending, okay? Open at the hip, drop your shoulders, breath, open, and bring it back. Breath, open, and bring it back. It's a door. Open, and bring it back. And you should feel some heating up going on in that leg, okay? So you just have pre-worked the muscles that we're gonna work right now. So I'm gonna come right up from here. And if I needed to, I would use my chair, or I would use my bar, or I would be against my counter top, or on the wall. You get it. I'm trying to get you to get safety measures. Then I'm gonna come up, and I'm right here, and I'm gonna take a step. And then instead of taking the next step, I'm gonna do it again until I'm quite sure that I can step pretty wide without turning my toe, and then come back. So see, I'm gonna do this several times on one leg, come back. Now, if you wanted to make it more complex, a little more challenging, all in the world you have to do is take your hand behind you, take your hand in front. See? So it's going to be this. Back up, drop your shoulders. Step, do not turn that toe. Keep it straight on. Boom. And come back. Right out there. And come back. And see, this whole first move, I'm shifting. I'm going ahead and allowing us to shift, because I want that foot to not turn. Now I'm going to turn around and do the same thing on the other leg. I'm turning so you see what I'm doing. So now I'm going to go here and here. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. That's a little too much. And all you need to do is step. And see, I shifted. So at first I'm letting you do that because I'm primarily concerned with shoulders down, good postural line up, tight tummy, breathing, stepping without doing what? Right. I don't want to excessively roll my ankle. I want to be grounded. I want to be on all four corners of the bottom of the foot. And then I come back in. And I'm shifting into that leg. Okay? We're going to do two big moves here. This one where I'm allowing you to shift your weight. And then we will do one where we hold our weight and we just move the leg. And here's where this move comes in. See? I go back, behind my back, and up to my shoulder. But if I can't do this and think about keeping my toe straight, I'll settle for no hands and keeping that toe straight on. Stay on your four corners of your feet. Don't excessively roll that ankle. One more, and then come back, okay? So drop your shoulders, step forward against that band, and then step back. This is where you would be very wise to just have a counter that you can run your hand on. See how I'm going to go forward and bend? See that? But I'm saying rib cage up. If I move forward here, I'm going to move from my hip. Do you see that that is a very different move? If you move forward and you move forward from your hip, it's a very different move, okay, than doing this and doing this. I don't want to do that, okay? Drop your shoulders again, tight tummy, yes. What's going on with your gluteals right this minute? Yeah, if they're just kind of waving at everybody back there, you want to tighten them up. So go like this. Just push your knuckle right in there and just tighten them, okay? See if you can get them to kind of come down so they're not flying everywhere. How's that for a visual? I hope you're laughing. Anyway, here we go. See this? See this? If I lean in, I lean from my hip, and I want to lean in a little bit. I want some good positive pressure right here. And then I come back, okay? Big breath, step, and you're gonna lean in from the hip. And then you come back. So this move, the stepping out, leaning from the hip, and then back. That is a big deal in keeping your balance and being able to pull out of an balanced situation. See here? See here? See here? I'm bending from at the hip and I'm pushing the knee forward. No pain whatsoever. This is my knee replaced side. Positive, good pressure right through here with the muscles. Come back. Big breath. Drop your shoulders. Yes. One more. Really big step. Push forward. Hip hinge. Leaning forward. Then step all the way back. Some of us are in a situation where we've lost strength, we've lost confidence, and we're trying to regain it back. And when you go to think about taking a huge step, especially against a little resistance here, it's very scary. And you may not be able to come back from here all the way. So you go here and you go here. So what I'm trying to get you to do is I'm trying to get you to have the confidence to step a little wider. And you can catch yourself, okay? And have a bar or be by a counter or a wall and lean. See, I'm leaning, I'm pushing. Yeah, just like that. So I'm trying to go to the end range. And then when I go back, tighten my tummy. If I can't make it all the way back, what am I going to do? I'm going to go here and then here. I have to employ all that core in order to do that without hurting my back. So I hope that helps in that kind of maneuver. So now let's end with a step out and then just a bent knee down. And what I want you to do is go ahead and lift that heel and back. So I'm going to step out just like we did. But now instead of going forward, what am I going to do? Take big breaths. I'm going to hang on to my counter if I need to. And I'm going to drop into a little bit of a lunge and then come back. And then I'm going to drop. And I should be starting to feel little tremors, little shakiness. That's what I'm wanting. When you get to that point, maintain your form, but you want to push to that little bit of tremoring because then you know you're getting that muscle to wake up. So drop your shoulders, take breaths, dropping, holding, coming back. One more. Big breath. Dropping that back knee. Hold it down there. Come back. Then come back. Okay? Adjust this if it's bothering you. It wants to be right above the knee. Okay? Now I'm going to be on the other leg. Big breath in your nose. Yeah. Now I'm going to step out. Some of you maybe just a little. Some of you a lot. Always have a safety net. Okay? Providing that your ankle and foot is straight on. Now I'm going to lift the heel in the back. I'm going to drive my knee down until I start to feel that little bit of, oh man, it's shaking. Then I would go, yay! As long as you can maintain your positioning. See, pushing that knee down and then come back. Take a big breath. Right there, tight tummy, drop your shoulders, dropping that knee. Yes, make sure you're Toe is straight on. Don't want it to duck out like a duck. Take a breath, just two more. I'll say 3 just in case, so I don't get yelled at. Okay, one more after this one. Hold it. Breath. Come back, one more. Here we go. Should be shaking just a little. And then come back. Yeah, then come back. Then sit. And if it's easier for you to work with a pillow, that's fine. Put it down, or a little stool, put your foot on it. When you go to take this thing off, do not round your back. You are hip hinging. And then try to manipulate your feet so that you can almost kick it off with no hands, all right? Because that works really well to help your foot mobilities. Okay, big breath through your nose for sure. Drop that knee right there. And see this? Even if you weren't able to stand, you should be able to get great relief by pretty much every hour or two. Just have yourself sit down and drop that knee down and turn and look over your shoulder. Take big breaths through your nose. Just hang out there for a minute. Then you're going to turn, you're going to drop that knee, and you're going to open back from the hip and turn and look over your shoulder. Just by doing this maneuver, especially if you'll open back with your rib cage lifted, man, are you going to feel a release from the tight quad and the tight hip flexors. Very important. Okay, now I'm going to hang on. I'm going to end this the way I did the other day. I'm going to drop my shoulders, got my hands on the chairs of my legs, the legs of my chair. Gonna bring my butt up just for a couple seconds. Straighten my legs. Then bend, equalize. You can even do it a couple of times. And when you're in this zone, pull your toe up and up and up. Then before you get the blood rushing to your head too much, then you come back. Don't be scared of it. You'll get better at that, okay? So now I want you to just end this with this walk and then this walk. And you understand this is quite scary for some people. Doing this without holding on to something can be quite anxious producing. And I will say, I will encourage you to do it with your hand on a counter gently, or holding a pole, or something like that. Okie dokie. You see what I'm doing each time? I'm pushing my hips forward. Yeah, then I come back to neutral stance. And I hope you feel so much better. Good way to start the week. Okay? And here's my promise. You'll feel much better when you quit doing all this stuff. For the day, anyway. I'm joking. Okay, record. Record. Stop recording.